Hello, my name is Lindsay, and this is part 2 of my CTDI application. And for this section, we're going to work on how I would teach certain different basic tricks. So the first one that I'm going to work on is shake hands. Right, come here. You just got very up close and personal with her. So the trickiest part about shake hands is actually getting a dog to be enticed with your hand. For some dogs, they prefer if you start on the ground, some go after it a little higher up, and for some dogs it's a little bit more natural for them, but some it takes some coaxing. But whatever it is, I find that whatever you find out what gets them to know that that's what you want, they'll never stop offering the behavior. So with Freya, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a nice high-value treat, and I have it in my hand in a fist like this. As you can tell, she may already know this trick, but that's okay. We can always work basics. So I'm going to start with my fist on the ground. And I'm going to kind of shake it around a little bit, get her interested. Freya, what's this? And the second she touches my hand with her paw, she gets the treat. Good girl, Freya. Very good. So we're going to try that again. And for some dogs, ones that particularly don't know this is going to end yet, it can be a little bit more difficult, but it's important just to keep it fun and to keep them interested. And sometimes they'll start with nosing at the tree, and sometimes they'll go straight for the paw. But whatever it is, the first time they hit your hand with the paw, you have to reward it. Freya, good girl, good girl. So as she's getting a little bit more accustomed to this, I'm going to start bringing the fist a little bit higher up. Freya, good girl. And see, from there what I've done is her paw is balanced right on my hand, and I flip my hand over like this. So she's going to get in that habit of doing the paw right to the hand. And notice I'm not using the word shake just yet. I want her to get accustomed to the actual action first before associating it with a word. Freya, good girl, good girl. So she's doing pretty well with this. Anything for food, that's for certain. Good girl. So now what I'm going to try doing is from here, really holding her there and making sure that she's really associating that's the action. So what we'll do from there is we'll take a treat, and I'm actually going to hide it under my thumb like this and offer just my hand out. And usually this is the transition. Good girl. She also switched paws there, which is not always as common, but she knows how to do this with both her paws. So. And usually you can find out a dog can be preference to one paw or the other, just like we have, right and left-handed people. So you can look out for signs to see which side a dog is more inclined to learn on. I'm going to offer it like this again. Good girl. The second she hits her paw there, I open up the hand. Because eventually what I want to do, the signal for a shake, will just be an outstretched hand like this. Very good. That's a good girl. So after you start to get it, and she's getting a lot of aggression, we want to see about a 75 to 80% success rate with the action. Then what I'm going to do is add a word to it. So I've still got my treat hidden under my thumb like this, and I'm going to say, Freya, shake. Good girl. Good girl. Good shake. And I can reinforce that word while she's still in the position so she knows that this is shake. Freya. Shake. Good girl. Good girl. And that's shake. You have to keep it up with anything and lots of practice. It takes about 100 repetitions of this sort of thing until a dog actually has the trick down. But with a little time and patience, you will have a very good handshaking dog.